Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. Another Liquid Vibes episode. I'm going to be showing you today a commercial I worked on with Epiroc. I'm going to show you the process from beginning to end and all of the things that happen in between and what it takes for a sound and composer to put his work into progress and to completion. Here we go. Music to me is like a language that the soul can express itself through. And the more you get in touch with that art, the more you see that there's no end to what you can express through it. So I'm going to talk about a project that Seguin and I worked on with Epiroc. We did a little commercial for them. We went in for a couple days to do some filming. It was nice to be there because I get to see what the industry is, what the feel of their company is. I was doing the boom mic, setting up the sound and such, and it's nice to do that because then I get a feel for the what's it called? I get a feel for the whole thing. I get a feel for what the company's about and what we're shooting as well. So, and even in being there, a lot of the people, the workers and such were suggesting types of songs that they liked and whatever. And it was a lot of rock based. And I was like, okay, I'll try some music for rock and roll to see if that fits in. Which I do have an example here. There's a lot of different types of music that come up when you're working on a commercial or working on a film before you hit the right song, before you hit the right feel. And it's interesting how much, maybe 10 songs will happen that it kind of works, or there's an inspiredness, but it's not really for that film. It's not really for that scene, but it comes out of you. So there's a few of them that did come out of me for this Epiroc commercial. I'm going to be showing these examples, and this is what the process is. You got to listen to it and sit back, and you're just joining me to find out what that process is as well, and feeling what I'm feeling when I'm sitting down. But this is an idea I came up with that didn't work, but I thought maybe I'll give it a shot. So this is the rock and roll. And there you have it. So it's basically just a backing track because you don't want to be in the forefront stealing the whole show. So it's basically it's almost as if a whole band without the lead singer is what you're creating there. A little bit of melody, a little bit of feel, but you're keeping in the background. And what I've noticed with a lot of creating for commercials or for film is that you have to break up the song where there's like the song breaks where, just like when you have this here. It's a little musical break, because now you could change feel. You could like introduce something in the video edit at those moments too, and the video comes together with the song on a new idea in that sense. But yeah, this idea didn't work, but I have it in the bag, so now I could keep it for maybe something else to come along. I think it goes well with hockey feel, that kind of like driving, like, yeah, we're kicking ass type of feel. So yeah, that one's in the bag for that. And then I had introduced to Matt Seguin, this other one. I'm just shooting these ideas, and this is what happens. Like this is what I thought. Okay, what is Epiroc? Because when I was there, I was feeling like there's technology, because they have a huge building that's super clean. Awesome, innovative works. There was it looked like they had technology that was the advancements. It was innovative, and I was like, I can't really go rock and roll on something that's like, yeah, there's the mining industry, but there's also the technology. And to me, it was like, well, what sounds do that? What sounds sound like technological? And obviously, it's synthesized sounds, but also with a good tempo, and tempo itself is a very military, work-oriented type of feel. And when you have something that's like tick, 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 you have a computer feel and whatever. And I'd come up with this idea, and again, this one didn't make it. It didn't go through. I don't even know if I think I have Mathieu's. Okay. I'm just gonna play it, and then I'll talk some more. And to me, that it's like just like sunshine, like a bright day. But I feel that technology there, it's positive. And you put that to imagery, and you don't need. It's almost as if you don't need words. You just see the. And again, here's a musical break. The development of ideas, like people working, getting things done, technology. That's it to me. That was like, okay, this kind of fits really, really well. And then when Mathieu came in to do his edits, he was like, Pierre, he wanted something more like on top. Like he said, this is too relaxed. This is too laid back type thing. I was like, okay, well, thanks. But I'm keeping this one too, like for another project sometime. I had called that Epiroc number 2. And now we're going to go to the actual one. Now, basically, like when I hit the idea, I was like, okay, I've got it. The agreement with Matt, the editor, is working well. It's looking great. Even the clients were really enjoying it. And after that, we had to put some words into it. We had to put like a presentation of these words. And the way that I got it was a recording of somebody reciting everything they wanted to say. And so I would put that to the music and start to blend it in and to see how it worked. And then we got a professional person to do the actual voiceover, so who has a much better voice. And then we have to process that voice and then fit it into the music so that it is the presentation, because what you're seeing in the commercial is basically is what is being said, and what you're seeing, what you're hearing. But the important thing is that voice. And there was a lot of processing, as much processing for the voice as there was for the rest of the music. Even fitting it in, I had to do something called side chaining, where the voice, whenever the voice talks, the music comes down a bit so that the voice can fit in all the time. It's never overbeared by the music, and you're always hearing it clearly. And I explain it as like a pearl on a bed sheet. And the pearl is like, it's got its little curve in there, but it's sitting in, but it's not being covered up by the sound. It's almost like a presentation of a pearl. So this is the music that came up. I'm not going to put the voice in to start off with. I'm just going to let you hear the soundtrack, because I really enjoy it. And then we'll listen to it with the voice in as well. So, and just for perspective too, these are all the tracks that, like, once I landed the right idea, all these tracks here, this is all that's needed to make this commercial. It was a minute and 50 seconds. And then we have like the mix downs, which I take into another program to do the final mastering. But give or take this many tracks, like, and this is the best, like, let's say this one instrument, it's the best of that take, and then you save it, and then you go on to the next and the next. And so a project that's about, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, it took a good couple weeks of honing in, perfecting, getting all the notations right, the mix down, and then the mastering, doing the voice, getting all that. And we're talking full days of work in that sense, just for, I guess, the 2 minute type of thing, just to give you an idea of the time wise. let's see if this all works out here. Okay, so this is the tune that made it for the Epiroc commercial. Here we go. And notice how like sections come in and out, stop, develop. And then it peters off. The interesting thing with doing this, see, if you're a musician and you're like, okay, there was a build up there, and it was like, okay, let's build up, and then you have a beautiful like release after the build up. I had to stop it before that final like feeling of a release happened, because the actual edit stopped as well. I couldn't keep going with those times, and that's kind of like a downfall of like when you're making a song with tempo against editing with the editors, is that the editors will stop, but the tempo itself doesn't have that mathematical fitting in there. Like the tempo is it feels good, but it doesn't have that climax at its point where it needs to be. So I have to cut bars. I have to make bars like one extra beat and make it sound like it's actually music if I chose to have rhythm, which I tend to do because I'm classically trained and I have a lot more of a rhythm based instead of just soundscaping in that sense. But I could do soundscaping too. But that's the downfall of choosing a rhythm, choosing a beat with an editor. And that's why it's important to keep on working and bouncing back and forth, because sometimes it's like, can you edit it a little longer here or whatever, because that beat has to land with my beat in that sense. Anyway, so that's I think it's a fantastic tune. I'm really happy with it too. Of course I could like always mix it more and all these things. But here it is with the voice. Now the sound effects are going to be in there too, of the machinery. That's another thing that you have to coordinate in there, are the sound effects fitting in there? Are they overbearing? Do you want to hear them? And you need to place them as well. So all this sound stuff is, in my eyes, it's as much as editing. It's as much as like you're recording sound. It's like recording video. Like you're working with, you're cutting it like you're cutting video. You're shaping things and you're enticing the audience. It's the other sense that you're using to have the experience in video watching. I'm going to do the whole mix down. I think that's the one that's, yeah, here we go. So the voice is MJ Zion, and she was doing a pilot for a little TV series and stuff, which was pretty cool. The actress in town, or she's from Toronto, I believe. Yeah. Anyways, fantastic. Good attitude. She's pretty funny. And she came in the studio to do this voiceover too. Fantastic attitude. Yeah. And here we go.
What does new mean to you? At Epiroc, our success relies on our ability to adapt to market conditions and remain on the cutting edge of innovation, allowing us to serve our customers better. This means new ideas and a willingness to adopt a unique approach are the foundation of our business, and ultimately, the key elements that drive us forward. We operate in an evolving world, one where a different way of thinking can spark a concept that changes the game. Whether it is a new way of attaining increased productivity and reducing emissions, or an improved method to keep people safe while hitting production targets that once seemed unattainable. Sometimes, it is as easy as taking something old and giving it a new lease on life. No matter what it is, thinking new is our true north. When building our team, we know that the right people can have a positive impact on our way of doing things, and by extension, cause an entire industry to stand up and take notice. We understand the importance of balance and give our people the opportunity to pursue interests outside of work and, when needed, help nurture new interests in the process. Our technology is constantly progressing, and our employees are the catalyst that keeps our business thriving under pressure. If a new opportunity is what you're after, Epiroc can help you unlock potential you never knew you had.
So notice how much the voice is there. It's the thing. Like, it's the leader of everything. It's like almost as if you don't even hear the music, but the music is there too. So it's the music itself, like I said, can't be the lead runner, because that's not about it. It's the music itself is the atmosphere provider. And what kind of atmosphere do you want to provide? It's like, to me, it was like, okay, technology, innovation, advancement, the tech world, but yet feeling like, wow, yeah, something's good about this. Like we're going in the right direction in that sense. So that was the Epiroc. It took a while. It's a project I think we're all happy about, and I wanted to share the process or whatever had happened there. Thanks for joining, and spend some time. Tune in for more episodes of the Liquid Vibes.